Hello, y'all. It's 11:01 p.m. Now it just turned 11:02. I just got out of the shower not all that long ago, and I I'm glad that when I took a shower, they didn't squeeze my organs, but they squeezed my organs earlier when I bent down to pick up something. So also when I was in the shower, they it sounded like as if they temporarily, like the firecrackers sounded close enough to be like right on my front porch. So I'm glad I got my laundry out of the way. I did not celebrate at all the 4th of July. And I didn't have a way to either. So I had last night or super early this morning after the video, I tried to go to sleep, couldn't sleep. And then after that, they kept vibrating my body, and which kept me awake. That's the documentation for the day. That they vibrated my body really bad. It was unbearable. And so I couldn't sleep. And then afterwards, because I was tired and sleepy at first, and then I couldn't sleep. And then afterwards, it felt like as if I had Forrest Gump kind of physical energy and couldn't fall asleep or couldn't sleep until after 8 o'clock. After 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. And then one of those perps that's working across the street on those new cabins, almost immediately after I closed my eyes to try to go to sleep, he was idling that loud raggedy truck plus blasting music like he did for the past few days. But he did it for only a few minutes, but I wish he would not do it at all. I can't believe that they worked today. So the heat was very tolerant. It wasn't even that. They said it was 90 something degrees, but it was just right for me. It was not too hot or unbearable, with the heat. But they had chemtrails. So I don't know if I went to bed between 8 and 10 o'clock this morning, what time I fell asleep. And then my phone was right next to me. So I woke up at exactly 2:12 this afternoon and got up. I forgot that I had a bag of banana chips. So those Jimmy Dean sausages, I ate, the other two small little sausages. And I also, I ate the banana chips and sausages. And I don't know what kind of meal to call that. But I guess, it was afternoon, but it was supposed to have been like breakfast or something. It was breakfast sausage and banana chips. So then I went to, I took out the trash. It was like 5 o'clock this morning. My anxiety was high, so I started washing dishes. So I washed dishes like early this morning, and so a lot of stuff I already showed y'all with the videos and told y'all and everything, So then it's like, wow. I mean, after I got to the laundromat and got my clothes in and everything, I discovered that the fake Darnell Williams perp, he intended to ruin my day today. He must have thought that Candy celebrates 4th of July. So I'm going to ruin it for her. I'm going to ruin it for her. So he tried to get me wrongfully taken down on purpose. And in the most recent YouTube Shorts video that I did is a recording of his voice harassing me and saying that filthy stuff. And so he falsely reported a random video of mine on TikTok, trying to get it wrongfully taken down, and falsely reported me for harassment and bullying. And then he's sitting there trolling the fuck out of me. And he was harassing and trolling me on both TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, I already told y'all they had somebody who got hateful and unfollowed me on Twitter for I don't know what reason. Somebody must have told him a lie or something about me. And then another person or two got hateful and blocked me. And because that app to find out who unfollowed you, it's not working. And it hasn't been working for about a month, seemed like. So I can't go and find out who that was, who else it was that may have blocked me or whatever. And it's like I don't even be on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter as much, but there was a point in time, off and on throughout the years, if I have a Twitter account, I used to end up being on Twitter all day. But for the past several months, or for the past few months, I haven't been on Twitter very heavy. I think there might have been some time where I may not have even that I might not even realize that I haven't tweeted all day, or if I haven't, they have had a couple of rare times where I didn't even post any TikTok videos for the day. But I'm sitting here consistently posting on YouTube every day. But every now and then I'll check my Twitter, but I be going back and forth between YouTube and TikTok lately. But I find myself being on TikTok more than YouTube, but I switch interchangeably, throughout the day. But I don't be on it all day long because, I had to go and do laundry. And I went, to go grocery shopping. Well, I was trying to figure out what could I get just for dinner to eat. And I needed to buy some more trash bags. And I couldn't find the ones I really wanted, but excuse me. I was trying to look for a smaller version of the trash bags that I really wanted, but I was trying to find some that didn't say scented. Almost all of the trash bags, had some kind of scent or something. I didn't want them to be scented. Excuse me. So it seems like YouTube keeps trying to hide and censor my supportive comments. But the abusive troll comments, I get notification of that, and it shows up in the mainstream comments, but people would give supportive comments, and I have to go and look for them. But I'm gonna say it again. I really don't like people telling me what to do if I didn't ask you for advice. But if I ask you for advice, maybe you can suggest. But I really don't like people telling me, I'm going to say it again, I really do not like people telling me what to do, giving unsolicited advice in a manner where you're insinuating that I'm stupid, or I'm dumb, or I'm slow, I'm retarded, or any of those. And I really don't like people trying to tell me what I need to worry about or what I need to focus on. I hate that too. Stop doing it. Stop coming on my page dishing out orders telling me what to do. If I didn't ask you for advice. Because sometimes I do ask people for advice if I really lost or clueless, but don't we all? But, for somebody to boss me around and try to treat me like I lack common sense, I hate you. You're a narcissistic abuser if you do that. If you talk to me like that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't, but I mean, I don't know. It's like, well, for the moment, I'm sitting here feeling like I don't have a whole lot to say. But I'm bored. I'm bored. So I can't wait till the all the firecrackers and the holiday. I can't wait. I mean, it's 11/14, so I can't wait till all this is over. I hate I hate holidays and graduations, other people's birthday parties, because I have to deal with their noise. Anytime there's holidays, graduations, and all that, I hate being around noise. But I'm glad the holiday is just about over. But being targeted, I had to hear gang stalkers popping firecrackers in March or October or something. Year round, pretty much. Or any time of the year. As a form of, the noise campaign or noise harassment. So, a lot of times I'd be nervous, or my anxiety will be very high in my while I'm doing YouTube videos, and then suffering sleep deprivation. So for dinner I had the Stouffer's. I was gonna get the lasagna, but I ended up getting the spaghetti and meat sauce. The microwavable Stouffer's spaghetti and meat sauce. And it tasted just alright. But it's not something it wasn't bad, but it just tasted alright. So with the HEB grocery store, they have with the HEB grocery store, they have like with their coupon paper, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of items that be on sale. And for fruits and vegetables, they might have only 7 items of fruit and maybe 12 items of vegetables that be on sale. Like they don't have a whole lot of items on sale. And it from the app or whatever, or the website, it looked like as if it's just, the ad is just 3 pages. Like when Dixie would have like nice bit more than like 3 pages of items advertised. So the liquid coconut aminos that I tried to get, I couldn't get them because the items were damaged. And so when I went to the store the last time, they had them. But now they're saying it's out of stock at the store. So, I mean, I haven't had that in a long time. And it's a natural, healthy way to, sauce to use for cooking, or like a natural, healthy alternative to, it's a natural, healthy alternative to, help. Oh, it's like a natural, healthy alternative to, soy sauce. I, like the Kikkoman soy sauce, I always hated that sauce. I used to like Le Choy, but I haven't seen that around. But when I eat Asian food or eat Chinese food, I really don't even eat with the soy sauce. But yum yum sauce, I recently heard about, yum yum sauce and Japanese hibachi and all that, I like my stuff, the Japanese hibachi grill. I like the Japanese hibachi grill. I don't like raw sushi. If it's like I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but if it's like a vegetarian sushi, or something with meat that's already cooked, or some imitation crab meat, I'll eat that. But the raw meat fish sushi, no. But sushi was all I knew about Japanese food. I didn't know about hibachi until recently. But I love that yum yum sauce. So now I have to rearrange my grocery list. But as I said, with people warning about the truth about the fake lab grown 3D meat. Excuse me. The fake lab grown 3D meat, but then y'all would get mad and say somebody is wasting their money if they buy grass-fed, 100% organic, natural grass-fed beef. Oh, that's a waste of money. But it's not called a waste of money. It's not called a waste of money when you, So it's not considered a waste of money. Oh, when you're ruining your health with the bad lab meat. But it's a waste of money when you buy the real thing. So growing up in foster care, the foster mom always wanted me to have stuff that is the cheapest and on sale. And then, you know, if, say for example, if I buy the cheapest of razors to shave my legs with, or if it's like, you know, the cheapest poor quality, then, you know, she would get mad if, you know, if I'm just using random examples. She might get mad if they don't cut right. But like these at the Family Dollar Tree, I got scissors that were for $1 and they don't cut great. Or if you got clothes, you know, like I'm sorry to tell TMI, but like the Hanes underwear from fake Walmart. Now all I can afford is the cheapest. So earlier today, I had to throw away like 2 or 3 pairs of the underwear because they were like, after wearing them like 3 or 4 times, then they start tearing. They tear up a lot. They're cheap enough that they tear up, and then I have to throw them away. Or socks from fake Walmart. You know, if the foster mom would buy us the cheapest pair of socks that she can find for us, and then after wearing them 3 or 4 times, she'll get mad and cuss us from A to Z because the socks got holes in them. And she try to yell at me and talk about how this should have lasted like such and such a time. Or she'll, like one time, now this is a real story. If she'll buy you like the cheapest deodorant to wear, and then, you know, you end up having sweat spots on all your t-shirts. And the foster mom forced us to wear like the same 2 uniform shirts for like 2 years. Or the same 3 or 4 shirts for like a couple of years. And when I was in junior high, she left me for 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Imagine wearing the same one gym outfit every day of school, you know, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, the same gym uniform. Wow, when we were in 8th grade, everybody else had new gym uniforms, but she left us to wear that same one gym uniform every day for 3 years. So about the deodorant, I mean, so we had like stains and caked up deodorant on our shirt. And, you know, the kids used to bully, harass, and laugh at us, talk bad about us and everything. And remember I told you about how the foster mom used to force me to wear the foster sister's hand-me-downs. Like the foster sister Joni, and the foster sisters April and Shelley, and the foster cousin Mildred's clothes. If I was 8 years old wearing their hand-me-down clothes from when I was 8 years old, 10 years later I was 18 and still having to wear those clothes. So then it's like, well, with the deodorant, if she might buy us the cheapest in price of deodorant, and then if it's gone within like 2 or 3 weeks, and we wear deodorant every day. And she got mad, and she, get the finest of the best for herself. And so she get mad and scream and say, "What? My deodorant lasts me 6 months." Of course your motherfucker, of course your deodorant is gonna last you 6 months, because you got better quality deodorant than you got for us. That's why. And I'm not even sure what deodorant she used to use. But she used to give us the cheaper, whatever was cheaper. And I haven't worn deodorant in so long that ever since I found out about natural health, and I heard about aluminum and deodorant causing people to have Alzheimer's disease, and that you can get at any age, not just old. And so I heard that aluminum that they put in deodorant, it will cause like Alzheimer's disease, or I heard that it can cause cancer, and I heard that aluminum in deodorant is one of the reasons why a lot of women are running around here with breast cancer. So it was 2012 or 2013. I kind of stopped wearing deodorant. At one point, I think I was using Trader Joe's deodorant, but I even stopped using that. Well, I mean, not having access, but I don't wear any deodorant at all anymore. And of course, deodorant or not, if you're homeless on the streets, you're gonna stink. But me having a place, I don't really get complaints that, "Oh, you stink," unless I'm living with an abusive narcissistic gang stalker. But going day to day, or I don't be smelling musty. If I would shower every day or even every 2 days or something, I wouldn't even be smelling musty or stink really bad. But if you're homeless and can't get a shower, of course you're going to stink. And so I haven't worn deodorant in a long time, but that Lisa Rubio lady, she's supposed to be Christian, but she was an abusive narcissistic perp that pretended to be a TI. And her and her husband were gaslight, and fake slutty daughter Julia, they were all gaslighting and manipulating me and being oppressive and abusive. And Miss Lisa Ruby, who sent for me to come by her, I didn't ask. She sent for me to come by her, but for the fake deliverance ministry thing. I was still somewhat of a new Christian, and still learning after being out of the cult. So, well, anyway, about the deodorant thing, it was April, and we were in South Carolina, and she tried to ask me why I have my hoodie on or something, and trying to tell me, "Oh, it's hot, this, that, whatever." We were in her car, and I said I didn't want to take it off, and then she kept, trying to act like she wanted to try to forcefully order me to take it off. And then I took it off, and then she tried to tell me, because I had just got by her, and of course I was on the Greyhound bus for like 4 days. And so she got mad and said that, she made a nasty remark with an attitude, trying to tell me that I make everybody around me hate me and not want to be around me because I smelled so bad. Well, if you felt that way, then why did you invite me to come over or send for me to come over? manipulated me to break my lease and everything. And I mean, Lisa Ruby was a perp. And her, I mean, but they try to get the son to gang stalk me too. They were filling that guy's head up with so much. But I think he was targeted and he was the scapegoat because he got in all kinds of If you're supposed to be a Christian, but if y'all supposed to be so Christian, how your daughter turned into a Satanist, and then your son is being like in and out of prison or in and out of jail. But y'all claim that y'all were former occultist turned Christian. I mean, and Miss Lisa, she baited people in by pretending to be against the Illuminati. So they got people who would be act like they quote Bible scriptures, and then you go and see on any of their social media profiles who they're following. And I'm wondering, well, if you're supposed to be Christian and quoting so many Bible scriptures, how come you following so many tarot card readers and Reiki healers and all? So, but y'all the same ones telling people to repent. So yeah, basically, I don't even wear deodorant anymore. I haven't worn deodorant in years. But I think she forced me to wear deodorant that day or something like that. I had just gotten in town or whatever, but I haven't worn deodorant in years. Excuse me, just like I haven't taken psychiatric medications in years. And I haven't brushed my teeth with fluoridated toothpaste in years. But I mean, if I try to brush my teeth with bentonite clay or the coconut oil, I have tried, brushing it with the if I try to brush my teeth with like salt water or baking soda, even I've tried with activated charcoal. So I even tried with activated charcoal. But some people try to say about the activated charcoal or the baking soda. People say that, oh, you're stripping away your enamel. I even try to brush my teeth with peroxide, but I hate it because I do what it says to mix 1 part peroxide and 1 part water. I've done that. But then if I still might accidentally get some to go down my throat, even if I keep my mouth down all the way, and I still don't know how I managed to, that some of the peroxide end up getting in my throat, and then my throat being like bubbly for a couple of days, and make me question whether or not I poisoned myself. But I turned out to be all right. But I really hate I really hate that. But people say peroxide is one of the best things to brush your teeth with for tooth infections and stuff. But one day earlier this week, or was it last week? This past week, that I did the oil pulling, but I think a couple of times I brushed my teeth with the coconut oil, and another time I brushed my teeth with the clay. Excuse me. So I think I have like the GERD. That's the reason why burps keep coming up with belching against my control. I mean, and it be unannounced and without warning. So I'm not trying to be nasty with a bad habit and just burp on purpose. It's not like you know, because I didn't even realize that my twin sister and the other sister Ramona, they had that happen to them too, and I used to get mad because I mean I didn't know that it was an uncontrollable burp. But it's strange that if they say that they can't help that or they can't control that, but they try to force me to control my Tourette's, which I can't control. Oh, and the fake Darnell Williams perp mentioned, you know, on the TikTok, he mentioned about stank whore Lanika and all that too. Like, what you know about Lanika? You don't know shit about her. And you don't know shit about me. You know, I'm talking about that Masonic smelly crab family. So I wouldn't even be surprised if the fake Darnell Williams perp, just like the other perps, I wouldn't be surprised if he's secretly working, you know, in connection with my twin sister. My twin sister's name's Brandy, if y'all didn't know. So, but they can perp and troll all day long. All day long. You know, it's like you be minding your business. And it's like they want to force you of their, I mean, they want to force you to be reminded of their existence at every opportunity. You know, because I mean, eventually that sex trafficking perp DJ, which is also not that guy's real name, DJ eventually backed off and left me alone. Alex and sometimes it seems like it'll never end. And Alex Dupree, you know, it seemed like it would never end for him to end up leaving me alone. But Star Bricker and that Jessica person and Stephon Adams and some of the other perps have never left me alone. And I'm just hoping that one day soon that the fake Darnell Williams perp will back off and leave me alone. And I also hope that he will reveal his true face and name. But he wants to try to make it like as if you try to make it like you want proof that I'm from New Orleans, which ain't your business. Now, how hypocritical and crazy is that for you to demand proof that I'm from New Orleans or falsely accuse me of not being from New Orleans, and then but you're a coward who won't even show your face or name. Stephon Adams won't even show. That might be a fake name. He won't even show his real identity or his real face and name. But my real name is Candy Grand Prix, and you see my face. And And he wants to falsely call me Candace instead of Candy. But, I never really did. I never was too crazy, even though my name means something sweet, but I never was really too crazy over my name. I hate my last name. Always did. I always hated my last name, but I don't too much care for my first name. But I'm not going to say I hate my first name, but I don't too much really like it. And I don't have a middle name. I try to ask after we turn 18, I try to ask the biological mom, Frances. I try to ask her, how come you didn't give us a middle name? But I think that me, my twin sister, and Derek, we're the only three out of the siblings with no middle name. Yeah, I felt like I wish I did have a middle name. But when we were in foster care, the fake foster mom pretended to be fake nice. And she used to call me Candy May and call my twin sister Brandy May. And so I thought that our middle name was May. But after some years, we got a certain age and kind of found out, our names were not Candy May and Brandy May Grand Prix. And that's something the fake foster mom made up with her fake morality. So, no, and at first I thought it was spelled M-A-Y. Then I thought it was M-A-E. Then kind of found out I have no middle name. But I didn't realize they would have human error or mistakes on your birth certificate. I didn't find out that the biological dad, Arthur, our birth certificate says, like on our birth certificates, I guess everything is the same. All the information is the same on me and my twin sister's birth certificates. But the only different thing is the times we were born. I was born at 10:23, and she was born exactly 13 minutes later at 10:36. And then her two sons, Ivan and McKeithen, they're exactly 13 months apart. And she mentioned something about them being Irish twins or something. So, and they were both born on occultic days. So March 22nd, that's Illuminati Skull and Bones, and then April 22nd is usually be Earth Day. So yeah. But on our birth certificate, it says on both of our birth certificate that our birthday is August 25th, 1983. The fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, she used to lie to everybody saying that our birthday was August 26th. And we didn't know what to believe. So the foster mom used to ask Wyatt, when is your birthday? And then he said, well, the 5th or the 10th, I don't remember. But kind of found out it had been confirmed that his birthday was September 10th, 1979. But Mark, the foster mom used to, with her getting information wrong, she falsely went around saying that Mark's name was Mark Tyrone Grand Prix. Come to find out, that's wrong information. His name is Mark Trenton Grand Prix, not Tyrone. But he never corrected her when we were little. Well, Mark wasn't little, he was a teenager, but he never corrected her. So, on our birth certificate, on me and my twin sister's birth certificate is, and like, I guess I'll say that the majority of our information is the same. Except when the time we were born and the birth order or whatever. The foster mom had our original birth certificate. Like, I felt like that's a betrayal because she didn't deserve that authority or right to have our original birth certificate. And she would not give us our original birth certificates. Original. And so the original birth certificate, I remember it saying that we are identical twins. Or it mentioned about the birth order, of your twins. And so the birth certificate says author, middle name, Pete, and then last name, Grand Prix. So it seems like that's the only error or the only thing that's wrong on our birth certificate. And I didn't find out, the family didn't say nothing. Like, I did not find out until after Arthur died that his name was Arthur Jestine, Jestine, Grand Prix. And then the biological brother, who they call Pete, his name is Arthur Percy Grand Prix. And then they said, oh, Pete is just a nickname. But if you see the biological dad, Arthur, he does not look anything like Pete. So Belinda, I'm not sure who her dad was, but Belinda was the oldest from the biological mom, Frances, but we had other older siblings off of Arthur's side, and half siblings. Excuse me. It was the half siblings, Yolanda and Samuetta. And then I heard something about that they had like an adopted sister named Tangia or something that I never met. And I never met Samuetta, but I saw Yolanda a few times. But I recently found out that Yolanda had died last year. I think it was before I left Pensacola, I found out Yolanda had died. Or was I already in Cincinnati? I found out Yolanda had died. But Yolanda didn't even really care about us. Because she was brainwashed to think a certain way about us too. But Ramona used to complain to me about Yolanda not wanting to talk to her, or Yolanda treating her mean, or Samuetta treating her mean. But if I told her about her own daughter Monica treating me mean, then she would make like, oh, I ain't got time to hear none of that stupid foolishness. Ain't nobody got time to hear none of that stupid foolishness, or something like that she would say before I can even get my words out. But she would cry and complain about how Yolanda don't want shit to do with her. But Ramona actually goes around doing people dirty shit, stealing from people, and scamming and, taking advantage of people and stuff. And she's very abusive. And a gambling addict. So yeah. But the family, it's like they waited until after we turned 18 and Aaliyah died to start playing psychological games and lie and say that our birthday is the 24th and not the 25th. And my twin sister used to feel hurt too. So, but the birth certificate says that we were born August 25th. Shucks, we've been celebrating or knowing about our birthday being August 25th. You know, far as I know, all my life, except with the foster mom giving us that fake confusion, lying and saying it was the 26th. But I think for my 7th birthday, the foster dad Al's friend, I think it was, we were 7 years old and it was a Saturday. And I think I remember it was, let's see, August 25th, 1990. Was that a Saturday? I have to double check. But I do remember it being a Saturday. And we were born on a Thursday, late Thursday night. We were born on a Thursday night, August 25th, 1983. That was a Thursday night. And then, you know, by the time 1990 rolled around, it was, we were 7 years old. And Al, the foster dad, Al's friend, I don't remember his name, but I remember his face. And he's like, well, your birthday is today, but your party is tomorrow. I remember he said, your birthday is today, but your party is tomorrow. Talking about your party, you know, he said, your birthday is today, but your party is tomorrow. And we were confused. I'm like, well, and the foster mom never used to celebrate our birthday on our birthday. It's like she will always wait until the following Saturday after our birthday to celebrate, Saturday or Sunday. And it seemed like after Al died, she stopped celebrating our birthday. After Al died, she stopped celebrating our birthday. Or she would look for excuses to make us to be punished for our birthday. Like, come on, you're going to punish us every year? You really do hate us. And you call me hateful. But, I mean, for my 13th birthday, I don't know why my twin sister, see how they separate us? Why didn't my twin sister go with me? Mickey, I don't know what my twin sister did. Excuse me, but the foster mom's sister, Mickey, she took me to the movies, and they had this hell-faced, ugly foster boy named Artemis that I heard that he was like the foster grandma Mildred Collins. She was still alive. Yeah, she was still alive, and she said, watch out for Artemis because, you know, he'll be trying to get in your pants. And I'm like, what does that mean? But then as I got older, I realized, you know, so Mickey's foster boy Artemis tried to force me to watch a movie that I didn't want to watch, or acting like he had the fake abusive, narcissistic, fake authority to call the shots on what movie I should watch for my own damn birthday. I'm like, I didn't want to watch that movie. And I don't even remember what movie it was. And I turned out to not like it. But also, you know, for our 13th birthday, that day I accidentally cut my hand really bad. It was a Sunday, August 25th, 1996. And I accidentally cut my finger. I think I accidentally I don't know, remember what I was doing. It's something in the kitchen. And I accidentally cut my finger really bad. But then Mickey had me to have like some kind of I forgot what kind of cake, but it was like some ice cream that was, I remember it was like a black walnut, and I think she had another peach flavor. I didn't like them. But one thing, I don't like walnuts because walnuts, I mean, I love pecans, but walnuts I only like them sometimes, but a lot of times I don't like pecans and walnuts because they always end up having that rotten taste sometimes. So I don't like that rotten taste on, you know, pecans and walnuts. But I never encountered that eating almonds. Oh, you know what? Or was it I don't remember if it was vanilla bean or black walnut, or I don't remember exactly. I don't remember exactly, but it's like I don't know where my twin sister was. Like for the foster sister Joni and Lanika from the Kraft family, they share the same birthday, in which their birthday just passed. And so it's weird to see that Joni is, she just turned 44. Damn. Yeah, that's about right. Because we about to be 40. And Lanika just turned 40. And so I don't know where my twin sister was that day, but it was, you know, late Saturday. I mean, the last Saturday of June. I don't remember if it was the 26th, but June 1990, 1996. We were still 12, and Joni turned 16, and Lanika had already turned 13. No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. No, Joni turned 17. Did she already turn 17? Yeah, she turned 17. And then we had a couple of more months until we turned till we turned 13. So Lanika's mom took us to see The Nutty Professor. Well, I really enjoyed that movie. And she took us to the movies and then took us to the mall at Belle Promenade Mall before they shut down. But I remember being really little, going to Belle Promenade, and they had like the dollar cinema or the matinee, you know. But it seemed like the matinee was always the old boring movies that nobody watches or that nobody likes. But the regular newer movies, they would be more expensive. But last movie I saw at the theaters was in 2011, and it was that Sucker Punch movie. I don't know why I selected that movie to go see, but before then, I saw Alvin and the Chipmunks in 2009. In 2006, the ex-boyfriend Alex took me to see. Well, no, I don't even think he spent. I think I had to pay my own way for both of us to go, and I was homeless, and we went to see the movie Happy Feet. But I haven't set foot in a movie theater in over a decade, and haven't even had a desire to. You know. But I don't even keep up with what new movies are out nowadays either. I don't watch TV no more. Well, when I was brainwashed, I had a lot of moments where I wasn't watching TV. Well, the foster mom used to not allow me to watch TV, and I wasn't allowed to be in charge to. I was never allowed to really watch what I wanted to watch. But when the foster sister Joni was living with us, she always controlled the remote, or other, like she was still, a child. But if it was just us in the house, yeah, she would hog up the remote. But yet she watched the TV the most, but yet she was considered the dumbest. I hardly watched TV, but I was considered the smartest. But when Joni left, my twin sister, if it had to be me and her, yeah, it was Brandy always, she would hog up the remote. Or the foster mom would give the foster boys, like if they were 12 and 13, she would give them more priority and authority over the remote than I did. And then, they would perp or gang stalk and abuse me. And like, we can get into an argument or a fight over the TV or a show that I really wanted to watch. And the foster mom, I was 18 and 19 years old. She treated me like I didn't have a right to watch TV at all. And she used to tell me, tell me I'm fat and need to lose weight and stuff. But like she used to, even when we were in foster care, she used to tell me that I'm fat and need to lose weight. But every time we asked, could we go outside, a lot of the time the answer would be no. And if we did get to, or we were always punished or something. But if we did get to go outside, she would talk about, oh, well, go out no further than the front yard. But when I was 17 years old, my senior year in high school, me and my twin sister, I guess we quit giving a damn and just went wherever the fuck we wanted. But not realizing, well, my twin sister ended up getting raped when we were 17, but I didn't realize that we could have been snatched up and trafficked, That's really scary. Because I've been hearing more rampant news about kids being trafficked. But some men just do, and you gotta have a narcissistic personality in order to traffic somebody. And you gotta have a narcissistic personality in order to rape somebody or sexually assault somebody against their consent. Or if you manipulate them into compliance when they clearly are uncomfortable and scared and can't speak up for themselves. So it's really disgusting. But yeah, like one time I went on the Gretna ferry when it was free and when it was running. They don't have the Gretna ferry anymore. I remember when the Gretna ferry and the New Orleans ferry used to be free. And then it used to cost $1, but now, as just to ride the ferry, it costs a nice, I don't remember how much it costs, how much the ferry costs. But, I used to love it. People used to, they'd be able to drive their cars on the ferry and then ride from Algiers and it would be like a 5-minute ride from Algiers to Canal Street. And I love, like, in my hometown, New Orleans, I love, just a relaxing moment where I can just clear my mind and ride the ferry. But can't do it nowadays because they would have some gang stalkers that would spoil the moment. Like in 2000, it seemed like they would have a lot of abusive, narcissistic streetcar operators and bus drivers that would be abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean. But then, if I would ride, and I would hate riding the streetcars because the streetcars got a lot of dirty people on it. Homeless or not, they be having homeless, natives, and tourists. But regular natives who have homes, they don't really take the streetcar unless it's a field trip. Like when it was before they put the red streetcars. I remember going to the nursery, that daycare, and we rode the St. Charles streetcar on a field trip with the nursery one time. But, you know, I'm sitting here thinking memories from when I was little, when they used to have they used to have City Park, but they still have City Park, but I heard that they did away with Storyland. And I remember when I was in 8th grade, we had a field trip to Storyland at City Park. And that was the last of City Park that I remember. The last of Storyland that I remember. But I never knew until 2017. I didn't know about Audubon Park. And they had a few other parks. But I used to like to walk the trail. And then 2018 it was. I used to like to walk the trail. And then, I don't remember how many times I used to walk it. So if I walk the trail and get exercise, not even realizing that I'm being gang stalked, or then I'm thinking everybody just a narcissistic abuser or just mean people, but they were perps. Yeah, you gotta be a narc in order to be a perp. So, but I would like to go, and clear my mind. If I go walk and clear my mind, or sit down on the benches and clear my mind at Audubon Park. But in 2017 or 18, I went to City Park. No more Storyland, but I think I tried to go to like this museum that I thought was free. And it was a Saturday. And I walked City Park. But I hate Armstrong Park because when I was going to Covenant House, both times that I went to Covenant House, 17 years old and 19 years old, going to Covenant House, that fake shelter Covenant House on 611 North Rampart Street. And at Covenant House, both of those times at Armstrong Park, I was sexually assaulted, and I had some other bad stuff happen. And I also got beat up at that park. So I hate Armstrong Park. But I've been having desires to wish I could go and visit again. Not to live, but, just to visit my hometown again. But I don't know, between Los Angeles and New Orleans, it's hard to say. Just about almost all the bus drivers are gang stalkers, abusive, cruel gang stalkers. Excuse me. So they had this light-skinned female bus driver. I never knew her name. People said she had an attitude towards everybody. You can't tell me she wasn't a narcissistic abuser. She had a bad attitude, but she would pretend she would pretend to fake smile and flirt with men, but have an attitude towards other women. So narcissistic women hate other women, but they idolize and worship men. So when I was picking up my mail one day and I had to take the W8, which was the Terrytown bus, and I got my mail and then rode the bus, and I pulled the string on time, and she ignored me and kept going on purpose. And I'm like, hold on, what are you doing? And she's like, hey, I got the left lane, and forced me to have to walk what felt like 15 minutes No, I was on my way to getting my mail, and she passed up my stop. Because if it's the stop before, right after we pass it, then I press the string, and then then the bus driver will let you off. But she just wanted to be an asshole that day, and talking about, hey, I got the left lane, and so I called her. I called up. They for the first time they must have done something, because they must have told her something, and then she gave me this real mean, like death hate, vicious death kind of hate anger look at me after I told on her, and she must have got in trouble. And so then she was the first bus driver that would ignore me and like hate me so much that she would deliberately avoid eye contact with me. And then they had a couple of bus drivers in Pensacola who did that to me. Like the Bridget Lowry bus driver, that perp, she got mad and yelled at, and she said she's an atheist and don't believe in God, but she pretends to be fake awakened to the truth. And she's a white woman who's trying to talk and act like she delusionally believes she's a black man. Trying to be fake tough and hard. But I heard somebody said, a passenger said that she was an atheist and didn't believe in God. So I think I accidentally got a little bit of spit on my phone from spit talking by accident. So the Bridget Lowry, she had basically, like, they had this man who was in my way on a crowded bus, but it wasn't that crowded. But I forgot exactly what happened, but I said, because the passengers who are perps, they want to put their feet in the aisle on purpose and refuse to move their feet. And then she defended him and yelled and lied and said, he can't move. So I told her off and cussed her out. And then she was like, she looked like she could have been close to 60 years old. And she was immature and childish enough that when I paid my fare, she would over-exaggerate, turning the other way. And I think that light-skinned bus driver on the West Bank from New Orleans, she used to do that to me too. And like, they have abusive, narcissistic, gang-stalking bus drivers that over-exaggerate looking the other way. I'm like, And the foster mom talk about me not being mature enough to drive. But it's okay for y'all to be immature and drive. Like the fake foster mom, she would try to say, only mature people with common sense drive. And she would try to tell me that I'm not immature. That I'm not mature or responsible, and that I have no business driving or having a car. But I thought that was just a teenage phase. I didn't realize that I'm 39 years old, about to be 40, and still treated like as if I don't have a right to drive a car, or like as if, as I said, if nobody wants me driving. How are you going to be a real targeted individual and don't want me driving? Because you're an abusive, narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perp. Because they had abusive, narcissistic, fake TI perps that try to say that, make it like they didn't want me driving. Or if they did act like they wanted to encourage me to drive, they jealous enough that they want to say, well, you can't have a new car. You don't have the authority, power, or right on whether or not I should be allowed to have a new car. What if I worked for enough money for a new car? But the gang stalkers, I stayed homeless because with the workplace mobbing, They didn't allow me to stay employed enough to be able to save up to get a place. Or once my money start improving, then they reduce my work hours. But if you're a good worker, no, there should be no reason why anybody would shorten your hours if you were like a dedicated, dependable worker. But the gang stalking, workplace mobbing would be so bad to the point where I would have to clock out early and go home. But um, but yeah, if you I forgot what it's called when dang. But yeah, this gaslighting stuff. I mean, the gang stalking stuff is spiritual because I mean, like on TikTok, I saw a few hours ago that somebody said. I mean, they had a lady on an airplane. They said it happened in Dallas. Like when I was in Cincinnati, everything bad was happening in Cincinnati. Now I'm in Texas and everything bad is happening in Texas. And so they said in Dallas, Texas, I don't know if they were riding to or from Dallas, Texas, but I think they said it was at the Dallas Fort Worth airport that it was a lady on a plane who freaked out really, really bad because they said like one of the flight attendants was not in human form. And so she freaked out really, really bad, you know, and everybody thought that the woman freaking out was either crazy or drunk or something like that. So she said something about an alien or gray or reptilian or something shape shifting or something on the plane. But I've seen gang stalkers shapeshift. Even black gang stalkers. Like not all the time, but I've seen it happen with gang stalkers shapeshifting. Abusive narcissistic gang stalkers, if I see their eyes shapeshift. Now, they had this guy, he seemed like he was mentally off, slow, and retarded. And he was black and delusionally believed he's white and try to pretend to play police. And he used to harass me all the time in 2019, 2020. And I'm like, I'm going to finally put your ass on film. Well, the last time he would always be there and harassing me and stuff. It seemed like as if he worked 3 jobs somewhere and acting like he worshiped downtown Pensacola. And one day I was passing by Cactus Cantina and I saw him and his eyes shape shifted. And I didn't even get to put that on film. But then another time I saw him and I put him on film one afternoon and I never saw him again. But I mean, I myself can't even believe all this is real. You know, if people think it's insane about the UFOs and aliens, which actually demons, I heard about that these 4 people were doing this experiment to go to like a different planet or something. And I heard that they're like that the so-called planets are demonic dimensions or something like that that's the reason why God will put humans on this earth, because that humans weren't really supposed to go to. I mean, that's what I've heard professed Christians say, that humans aren't supposed to be going to Mars and Pluto and Uranus and stuff, or Neptune. So I heard that the planets or whatever is considered satanic, or if they're always referencing, different planets, like Bruno Mars, the Neptunes, stuff like that, And so I like that rapper YNW Melly was glorifying himself having like multiple personalities, and also Nicki Minaj and all them. I heard that's part of the MK Ultra mind control, and they be like think it's cool to be mentally ill and demon possessed. They try to manipulate people to think it's cool to be mentally ill and demon possessed. But Doja Cat used to be cute. Not in a sexual way, but she used to be cute. Once she started to do all these hardcore rituals and be very satanic, that made her look ugly. And they had the rapper Kid Boo. His clone was sitting right next to him. And he was exposing the clone aid thing, but of course he, spreading disinformation. But, truth mixed with lies. And so you hear about these celebrities being killed and cloned, like everybody getting frustrated. What's going on with Jamie Foxx? They say Jamie Foxx done been killed and cloned, and his fake daughter or whatever, supposed fake daughter, went and lied and said that he was doing fine or playing pickleball or something weird. But people ain't heard from Jamie Foxx. So some people say he done been killed and cloned. Or if he comes back on the scene, then that won't be the same Jamie Foxx. Like they said, Kanye West ain't the same Kanye, He admitted to selling his soul to the devil and, making a deal. So Hollywood, they tell truth mixed with lies. And the narc will pretend to be on your side just to manipulate you to let your guard. I mean, just to, manipulate you, bait and trap you and manipulate you to let your guard down, so that like say for example, if I have a narcissistic control freak fake friend who pretended to be a truther and against the Illuminati and stuff, and then once that person befriends me and I'm sitting here thinking that they're real, the real deal, then next thing you know, if you one day want to turn around and drive me to McDonald's and offer me McDonald's and get mad when I refuse it and say, oh, well, you're crazy, you need to be locked up in a mental institution, or if it might escalate to an argument because I don't want to eat no McDonald's. So I had this weird temptation to eat Dairy Queen, but I'm glad I didn't cave in. It wasn't a heavy craving, but, I feel bad that I even considered it. So because I had to go out the house tonight, now they got a couple of flying bugs. Right before I got in the shower, they had when I tried to get in the shower, they had I don't know if it was a termite. I'm not sure if it was a termite. I think it was a termite that crawled like right here, and then I freaked out. So Wow. It is now Wednesday, July 5th, 2023 at 12:26 a.m. in the morning. So I might have to redo my grocery list. But they had some stuff that I wanted really bad. Some stuff I wanted really bad. So, but like somewhat at the beginning of the video, like within the first 12 minutes, I thought that I didn't have anything to say or I didn't know of what to talk about. And look where I'm at now. It's been almost an hour and a half. So I don't even know if I get to fall asleep earlier or go to bed earlier than 6 o'clock in the morning. Because for me to go to bed earlier than 6 o'clock in the morning, because I got to go grocery shopping. Get some real groceries. And so for dinner I had that I had stopped drinking them because I heard that they weren't the real deal, those so-called naked juices. But I had the green machine or whatever juice, and I also had the Stouffer's, not the lasagna, but the spaghetti and meat sauce. And I also had a Little Debbie donut stick. And I didn't even realize the expiration date was close, like July 23rd. So it's July 5th right now. When I had I haven't had that in a long time. But when I had that Dunkin' stick, the donut stick, it tasted kind of dry, kind of stale. But that was the wrong choice. I haven't had that in a long time, but it was the wrong choice for me I used to love those things, and the honey buns and the brownies and stuff, but I learned that they're not good for you. But, that's Family Dollar, and me trying to just get something for breakfast. I should have chose something different. But since I have the mini refrigerator, and freezer, so I had to think about, I had to think about with the mini refrigerator and freezer, I had to think about, the groceries that I'm going to have to get. Me getting the groceries, and then, after I get the groceries and then come home, I got very limited space. But I might have to just redo my grocery list all over again. Since they got the new ad, that starts Wednesday, So they had some good 4th of July sales at a lot of different places. So I'm starting to get sleepy, but I feel cold because I have the air conditioner very cold, to keep the pests away. So I usually turn the air up to 72. It's at 62 right now, and I'm freezing. So, I'm just letting y'all know how I'm surviving and what, But my day, the 4th of July, I didn't intend to celebrate or, go. This town is so small, but, I didn't intend to celebrate, but I got my laundry out of the way, and I went to, go to the store, but I was too tired and sleep deprived to work on any writings. So now I have a few short stories in mind. And but I'm not well rested enough to, be creative. So I'm gonna go for the moment. Well, I'll see y'all later on. Love y'all.